people don't have to ever experience that problem, you know,
Right.
Right,
Right.
right.
and they've got
So in their case, happiness might require that they develop better relationships with other people, with human people that they can interact with.
I agree. I
I mean,
agree.
ultimately,
Mhm.
that's why I said it's levels to it. It's going to all come with a level of cautiousness, security, you know what I mean, stability. It's going to
Hmm.
come with all of that. You dig what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, you're going to naturally look at your friends different. You're going to naturally look at your family different
Well,
because,
they're gonna look at you different.
well, no, but no, what I'm
Once
saying
what
is they,
once
of
you make
course,
once you make
everybody,
that money, it's the other way
listen,
around. They're gonna look at you
everybody
differently
is.
because when you get tired of them saying putting their hands out and you keep saying, "Listen, I don't work for you, okay,
Hmm.
but I'll show you how you can do it yourself." They get angry, and
Yep.
now you're the bad one.
Yep.
Right.
So
I
Now
they so
you
they
agree with
switch with you.
now you acting
but
fun. You acting funny now. All of a
Right,
sudden, you think you better
right,
than all this other
right,
crap.
but
right. You're right.
why know or like even go through that? You dig what I'm saying? Like you already know that's what's going to happen. That's my point. It's going to come naturally. Like yeah, we already know what
Well,
other people going to do. We
Well,
again
I don't
when
like
you
to I don't like to jump to conclusions with certain people. I'd rather let them act out and then I can make a determination as to
Hmm.
where they fall.
Hmm.
But once I know what they're all about, well then I categorize them and I approach them depending on
but
the
wasn't that
category I place
jumping
them in.
to a conclusion?
well,
Like
Mr.
again,
Burns,
Yeah.
you if anybody has got anything to say, Mr. Burns, you grew up poor and you made
hold up.
what you got where you're at today. You have the experience to say that from the literally from the bottom
Exactly.
to where you're
Hold
at.
on. We're not going to do that.
And
And I'm not
Exactly.
trying to go in
that
on
being
my
the
nigga
case,
podcast.
you
I mean,
know,
on my nigga chat. I'm
you've
sorry, not to
experienced it all.
but bro, and I don't know how you know
Right.
Mr. Burns,
Hmm.
and no disrespect, but respectfully,
I don't know what's
to
going on.
I was responding to what you said. It sounded like you patted him on the back for being in that experience. You know what
No,
I'm saying? When you don't know ultimately who has, and ultimately we can agree it's levels to it. It's levels to financial, it's levels to poor, it's levels to, it's levels
yeah.
to it all. You
Hmm.
dig what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
saying? So I'm saying
Yes,
that to
yes.
say, on one hand, it's cool to be like, yeah, okay, I know this person is going to feel some type of way because they're used to me saying yes. And this person, same person, might feel some type of way because now I got to say no. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That's one way. You
Yeah.
dig what I'm saying? And
Yes.
ultimately, when it's on you, you know who might have their hand out, who has had their hand out, who will keep their hand out, right? Whether it's
You
family,
generally know
friends,
that though. When it
exactly.
comes to
That's
your
what I'm saying.
family, you generally know that. Yeah.
That's why for me, again, family, friends, or otherwise, right? Depending on how you
Yeah,
mesh
yeah.
with people.
Exactly.
That's why
Exactly.
my approach was again, sit down, give yourself that allotted time. You feel
Hmm.
me? To think about
Hmm. Yes.
what's all going to come your way now that you're financially able and stable. You dig what I'm saying? You have to
Hmm.
consider that. Like again, for example, I've been poor, as you say, right? Not to diminish it, because again,
Hmm.
it's levels to poorness. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Um,
Hmm.
I've been in a situation where if I hit the lotto, yeah, of course, every guy, every man wants to take their mom out the hood. My mom hasn't been in the hood. My mom is so independent. Woo, 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 woo. Long story short, to get her a house, yeah, she would love that. That's no question. My mom
Hmm.
is not like that. I got a
Yeah.
dad that might be like that. It still doesn't mean I'm not going to look out for him the same way. It just means
Yeah.
what? I have to proceed with a level of caution. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
he might not get it versus she completely understands. You know what I mean? This is a blessing. We
Hmm.
can't squander the blessing. You dig what I'm saying? But it's levels
Yes.
to it. So
100%.
when you're going about, again, financial hardships or financial stabilities, it's levels to it. Ultimately, if you know that you have something someone might feel they can benefit from, whether
Mhm.
it's, hand to hand, or I just want to be in your circle. I just want
Right.
to be around you. You dig what I'm saying? You have leeches, what they call leeches. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
The term vagabond.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've been called that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I had to
Hmm.
really look at that up. Like, what the fuck is a vagabond? Oh, somebody that doesn't want to stand on his own. Somebody
Mhm.
that rather leans on somebody. So it ain't just a man that can be that. Women can be that. We all been there, done that, whatever. Woo, woo. Long story short, again, to go back to the topic, not to take away from my nigga elevated shit. You agree, but it was when you said, oh, he's been there, he's been poor, bro. It's levels. I'm sorry, I'm a whole nigga out here. So when you brought up that poor shit and it kind of just, uh, but I
Kind
agree,
of.
levels to it. We can all agree to that,
Well,
right? There's levels
I
to
don't think, I don't think that Brandon was putting emphasis on the fact that I lived in
it. No,
poverty.
I'm
I
not
think
saying it
he
was.
was
It
making
just it kind
emphasis
of
to.
rubbed me like, whoa, like
Oh,
you dig
okay,
what I'm saying?
So
okay,
That's
yeah.
all. I respect my nigga though.
I don't
Like
know if I was. I don't think I was misunderstood. I thought that my thing was I know Mr. Burns kind of good, and enough I know his past. I know he grew up in the ghetto, and I know he went from
in the ghetto,
living in the ghetto to getting to financial independence. If that
no,
makes
I get
sense.
that. No,
All
I
right.
respect that
What
fully, bro. I
what
respect
level
that
he's
fully.
at, that's his business. But my point is he's from the stories that I've heard from his childhood and his past. Uh, I'm sorry.
Look, without getting
Uh,
into all of that, like they say, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Financial stability, happiness, peace is in the eyes of the person that feels it. You dig what I'm
exactly,
saying?
exactly.
I just wanted to, like I said, clarify because I respect your
Right.
opinion though, bro. Cool.
I described the changes that came to my life when I acquired
Right,
a certain amount of money, and how I was able to make changes that made me happy. And I
right.
know that some
I,
people resist trying to enhance their financial situation because they come up with the statement that more money, more problems. However, I would encourage people to not make those statements. To um, instead go
why?
forward, acquire acquire that money. If you have
I
the
have a
ability
question,
to acquire it, yes,
Richard. Why would you
yes,
say do not make the statement more money, more problems?
it's an inaccurate statement.
How so?
If you don't mind me interjecting for just one
The
minute,
fact that
he just said that just a few minutes ago. When he was able to have more money, he was able to put his kids in school. He was able to move out of the situation that he was in. Um,
Mhm.
you
That
know,
his personal experience versus the statement that he made can have two different vantage points. I want to know from him, what does he mean by don't use that term, or that it is some kind of
well, he don't
fallacy
like
in using it?
when people use that term, right?
uh,
understood.
so um, it's not automatic. The idea that you have more money, you have more problems, that is not automatic for anyone. Doesn't matter who it is. You can put yourself. Okay, so it all comes down to the decisions that you'll be making along your path to acquire money. If you have, if you're fortunate enough to have a mentor in your life that is of wealth, then they can guide you down the path so that more money is not more problem.
So is it
Where it
better
could
to have
become
the
more.
mindset? Is it better to have the mindset that you'll be happier with less?
When you say less, what are you referring to? Less material things?
You went
Because
from
just
talking
because
about the
just
statement of more money, more problems to the journey to get to the money. And I'm like,
right.
but the very the statement in and of itself, more money, more problems, mean you've already acquired the thing or you've acquired the asset. How is stating that more money, more problems is false or um
Oh, it's not
whatever way that
false,
you
but it's not false, but it is a negative.
so
How's it?
is it supposed to
It's
be
a negative.
positive?
It's a negative. It's a
So Rich,
negative affirmation.
hi guys, hi. I got a
Hello, coach.
What's
Hey,
up, Cole?
y'all just gonna keep
Oh, it was
hey,
so
good.
coach.
Coach is in the building. Hello,
Hey,
everybody.
listen, I was not gonna work
Hello,
out with
coach.
you
So
earlier.
Richard,
I know you was look. I could not do it. I just got off work when I was on your live, and I wasn't gonna do it. I just had to say that real quick. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
um, are you saying that when people use the term more money, more problems, it limits them and it can like mentally set them up not to try to make more money because they're thinking that if I have more money, all it's going to do is bring more problems? Is that what you're trying to say?
Mm.
Yes.
Because I get
Thank you.
that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
no, I
Yes.
get that too.
so you
Like,
stay
okay.
stuck, you stay with all this debt, you
I
don't.
disagree.
Well, this is what he's
No,
saying.
not.
Agree. Everybody's not going to agree, but that's what
Right.
he's.
Yeah, he not like
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
don't
saying.
not to put words in your mouth, bro. Not
Okay.
necessarily saying.
No,
I
I
get coach.
disagree with the premise that it's negative. I think it's a positive statement. I think
What
it's
statement? You
forewarning
think it's a
you.
positive statement?
Yes, I do. And I'm telling you why. I
Okay.
think it's wisdom. I think it's wise to know that the more that you acquire, the more you're responsible for. And the more you're
Right.
responsible for, the more susceptible you are to problems occurring with all of what you have.
Okay.
I think that
Right.
is giving a person foresight on what it's like to have money or have assets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's negative at all.
I didn't go through that. I didn't go through that. So let me give you the trajectory. So my parents were of the upper class.
Mm.
Um, unfortunately, my father was targeted for assassination. He had to leave, and so we went from the upper class to the bottom, right? Um, so from the bottom, I was raised different from my older siblings who were raised in an upper class setting. I was raised in a lower class setting, and
Right.
I um, I personally had a thing against wealth and the wealthy, personally, until my mother woke me up. My mother, who's a very religious person, uh, kind of went to scripture and let me know that my idea of wealth and the wealthy was not in conjunction with how I was raised as a Christian. Um, so okay, so I dove into that, try to find, and I too used to say those same things: more money, more problems. However, the day finally came where I made the
Back.
decision that I was no longer gonna limit myself and my ability to move around, to uh, do things that I wanted to do just because I didn't want to have money. I changed
Okay.
that. Also,
Right.
an experience that I
Hey, coach.
had when I
But
was
Listen, I'm
living with
gonna
my
play
young
devil's
living with my younger
not to
brother. Okay.
I was gonna say not to
Uh huh.
cut nobody off.
Devil's
I feel
advocate. Go
like
ahead.
we're making the same point from two different angles,
Right.
right? Like
Yes.
Okay.
I get what you mean, like as far as you know, uh, the experience and being in that type of situation financially, and finally hitting that that point where you can do more to, secure and establish
Right.
yourself or, your
Yep.
family or contribute towards your parents or whatever. I get that part.
Right.
I get her part too, as far as, you know, it's not a negative because, like I said, it's levels to it, right? So where you can say, again, middle class, I'm not gonna say on average statistically, we're not about to do all of that. We all homies. You dig what I'm saying? And I would like to think we've all grew up
Mm.
on, syrup sandwiches. I would like not like preferably, but like we've all been in hard times. We've all had to figure it out. We all
Right.
had to look in that pantry, look in that cupboard, and it's like fuck. Okay, beans and franks. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
It's levels of
Yeah.
it. Like that's what I'm saying. And when you get to a point, anybody, cause see, I've seen people that came up on 5,000 and felt like they can really change some things. Just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I've witnessed the same people around that person, like, nah, that's just 5,000. You dig what I'm saying? But right
Right.
now, we was
That's a
throwing,
matter of perspective. But
Right.
but, right, but
again,
that's my point. I'm saying you got people. Like I said,
I didn't acquire more problems when I acquired wealth.
But you
I
no,
didn't
didn't.
but
make it
that's
to the
why.
place of, wait a minute, hold on.
Go
Because
ahead.
you're saying acquire wealth. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
there is a big difference
Mm-hmm.
between having enough, having surplus.
I
But we
had
Right.
don't know
surplus.
these words, Tina. We don't know that.
You
I
said
had
Yeah,
what?
surplus,
yeah,
Tina.
it's all of that. That's what I'm saying. We're speaking on in generals, like just in general.
No, but
When
that's what
you
I'm saying.
got
The
it,
statement, the
No, no.
original statement was a general statement, and we're talking in general terms. But every time we talk
Right.
about a general term, you make it personal. And so I'm like, come away from the personal portion and look at it from a macro scale versus a micro scale. What I'm
Okay.
right,
saying is, it's not a negative to think that there's more money, more problems on a macro scale.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, people who already have their needs met, we're not
Mm-hmm.
talking about syrup sandwiches. We're just talking about
No.
you at a level where your needs are being met. So you've come out of that place of poverty, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Once you come from that place, there is a level that says, I want more than enough.
Right.
That's when you get into the more money, more problems, because it's no longer I'm trying to survive. At this point, I'm trying to thrive and to leave to have so much that I
A
can pass
legacy.
it down. Yes,
A
so I can
legacy.
pass it
Yep.
down to generations
Right.
Uh-huh.
ahead. So I'm like, that's a completely different argument
Right.
than, oh, I had to eat syrup sandwiches and we didn't have nothing, and then we had some and then we didn't have it anymore. Middle class is not more than enough.
No, it's not.
It's
no, right.
not.
No, I
I
was
understand this level,
I
but
had surplus. I had
But
surplus.
I think
Okay.
what is saying is that when someone brings up a topic or says something, it's not. I mean, you can lend your personal experience, sure, but it's everything shouldn't be brought back to your individual experience. Is that what you're saying, Tina?
that's
That's
what Tina's
exactly what
saying.
I was
I
saying.
believe
That's
That's
and
exactly,
all.
but
and because of that whole statement that he made about more money, more problems being negative, I'm like, no, that's not a negative statement in a macro sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
this is a statement in a
Well, if I may interject, I was the one that said more money, more problems,
Right.
and I was just quoting a Biggie Smalls
Biggie Smalls,
song.
because Biggie Smalls is the illest.
yeah,
I
but
get
that don't give it no pass. Like you was honest.
so
You
No,
was
no, no.
honest.
I'm just saying you're
The
quoting
illest.
Solomon. You're making my statements. You're quoting Solomon. He never said that. I was the one that said that.
No, he
Right.
So
was
I'm
the
just
one who
gonna.
said it was negative. He was the one who
Yeah,
said it's
I did.
negative and a negative
I
mindset,
did.
and that's what I was addressing.
yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But
And
that's
I'm
I
sorry.
look,
still
we
I misunderstood. I misunderstood. I'm
and I
sorry.
and I still think that that's not something that you should repeat. Um, because it would
it will give it power.
Exactly.
Listen,
It would give that power.
I've been
Exactly.
around people that's
How
like,
is
oh,
it
don't say,
power
don't.
if it's realistic?
No, what I'm
Okay,
saying is,
it's no
Well,
different than a person going from having an apartment complex to owning their own home. You know, with owning your own home, if the plumbing breaks down, that's your problem. It's not the
again,
apartment
what
complex,
I'm
it's
trying to
yours.
say is like
If the
meaning
grass
like,
grows, that's your problem. With
Mm.
but
assets
that's
and
exactly right.
acquiring
But when you
things,
have but when you have surplus, you can resolve that quickly and easily because
stop saying.
getting a
Like,
plumber to
we
go
get the
fix
surplus.
getting a plumber
That's
but you have
getting
a
a
different
plumber to
set of
go fix it.
problems as a person with wealth. You have a completely different set of problems. Again, I was making the
Like what?
assessment concerning beyond the point of necessity.
Right.
Once you step into surplus,
Right. So what kind of uh-huh.
one of the
What
things
kind
you
of
just
problems would I have with surplus?
you just said yourself about enabling people. That's a problem.
Right.
Mm.
People coming for
Oh,
handouts.
that
That's a
that's not
problem.
no, that's not a problem for me because I don't have a problem saying no, and I don't have a
no,
problem creating distance
that's
from people like
listen,
that. I don't have a problem with
the
that.
sur-
If I may interject, that's a problem whether you're poor or rich. There's always people with their hands
exactly.
out to
That's what
you.
I'm saying. Let's play devil's
but
advocate.
when
You
you
can have only
have the
$10 to your name,
But
and you
when
got
you have the
somebody with their hand
resources,
out to
it's a
you.
completely different set of circumstances when you have the resources. I'm not talking
Mhm.
They're
about
just
when you ain't
richer. They're
got it.
just richer. They're
Or
just
elevate.
richer people with their hands out. That's it.
You're arguing
Guys,
the same point
can
from
I
two
just
different ends.
guys? I just
I agree. I agree.
can we pause for a sec, guys? Not to cut anybody else off, but I think Elevator wanted to move on from this topic. I don't know. Am I wrong?
No,
Elevator?
you definitely right.
Yeah, wrong.
Like you definitely right. I already know. That's why I was saying like overall, like it's cool. You feel me? Like again, we agree it's levels to it. You feel what I'm saying? Regardless of how we look at it individually, it's levels to it. Again, he might feel like he ain't had to worry. We feel like we gotta worry, whatever. Vice versa, how it's levels. You know what I'm saying? When you hit a certain point, a certain status financially, it's levels. Again, your day ones might get questioned. Your friends might get locked in. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's devil's advocate. But know and understand who you're dealing with going forward. You dig what I'm
Mm.
saying? Again, that's what it is at the end of the day. If you show me your true colors before I got money, why would you show me something different without that motivation financially? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
It,
that's
it
on
is
them. That's not on you. That's on them.
True.
right.
If
You're arguing. Look, you're arguing the point of being down, and let's just say hypothetically speaking, being down coming up. She's coming
Right.
from the standpoint of regardless of the come down coming up, it comes with certain things, and looking at it like it's a bad thing without again that level of understanding, it might be cool, it might not be cool, but that's what I'm saying. It's levels to it. Ultimately, is levels to it. You dig what I'm saying? So again, everybody that got it might share. Some people might not. You feel me? We
I'm
understand the people
yeah,
that don't share. We
with that in
understand the people
mind,
that do.
with
It
that
is
in
what it
mind,
is.
I would like to ask Elevated a question because Elevated acquired some new skills, um, the options trading, right? Elevated?
Yep. Yes,
You
sir.
talking about the
And
trade?
let me ask you this, Elevated. What made you go forward, or did you have any doubts about moving forward, learning options trading? And what did you tell yourself to overcome any doubts and move forward with that?
That
I,
sounded
I
like me.
want those. I want those problems that come with more money. But
Hello.
You want
I,
My
Don't we
nigga.
all?
Oh
Don't we
God. Because
all?
we don't
listen,
Don't we
understand.
all?
He understands the levels to it. You
Hmm.
feel me?
so
Go
like
ahead, bro.
So the way that I think, the way my mind works, you know, is like I can make I can make way more money while sitting in my drawers in my
Oh
house
wow.
than I can, you know, going out and working this job for 8 hours.
Sitting in
And
your
then
drawers.
I could do that within, let's say, an hour or a couple of hours. I have the whole day to myself. You know, it's a mindset shift. If you want to be
Fact.
wealthy, you got to do what the wealthy people do.
Okay, but
Hold up. Hold
in
up. Oh.
in yeah, what's up? What's up, Smooth?
No, go ahead. I thought you was gonna answer the question I was about to ask. Go ahead. Cause
Oh,
I was about to hit
oh no.
elevator with one.
Well,
Sounded like a cuss.
okay. So you made a determination. Uh, at after you made that determination,
Right.
did you confront any fears or any doubts
Did
about
you go across
going down the
problems when
path,
you decided to go
going
with the bread, bro?
going going down the path where uh you would acquire
Baby,
more problems with
I can do
more money?
it.
Was that something that you had to address with yourself?
I don't think I've thought that far into the future. I just I tend to deal with things as they arise. So I haven't really, you know, looked out into the future like, okay, when I do hit X amount of dollars, okay, let me think about what's going. I I'll deal with that bridge when I get there.
Okay, so
Okay.
let me ask you. I gotta be devil's advocate. I'm sorry, elevated. You know what I'm saying? I respect that answer, but I wanna further elaborate on what I thought he was trying to say. You
Okay.
mean to tell me if you had the chance or an opportunity, or you thought you could make a power play to speed the process up, or to even shoot you up there, you
Hmm.
wouldn't take it, you wouldn't do it, you wouldn't consider it?
No.
Okay, I respect that. I
So
respect
okay.
that.
So let's
Oh,
let me shoot that question back to you with your video, like you were saying earlier with your video that you posted.
I
That's
wanted to
like
go
a
back to.
that's like a shortcut to the end goal, right? So
Right.
are you gonna do that? Are you gonna keep taking that shortcut?
To be honest, no.
All right, see, boom,
Only because,
respect.
and I want to elaborate on that. The reason why I asked that question originally, and
Okay,
I asked you, Tina, and our fellow homies who be in here. I can't see the chat right now, but the
right.
Trishas, the like I said, the Stashes, the Jays, yo, like the you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Everybody that you know, I know on here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all all know this. I'm gonna be, and don't knock me, but I'm gonna just keep it real, right? Y'all all know how to edit. Y'all all know how to, post. Y'all all know how to do the shorts, woo, right? I'm getting into that. That's why when I asked, if don't get me wrong and don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to be like y'all, but I wanna enjoy being myself like y'all while still getting that same type of feedback. Let's say, you dig what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's why it was ironic for me to post something that didn't have nothing to do with me, and I got like, you dig what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so boom. When we get on our social media, right? When you get on YouTube, when you get on Facebook, social, IG, whatever, you dig what I'm saying? You hit the explore page or whatever. You get to scrolling, right? We all get to scrolling at times. Let's just keep it real, right?
Hmm.
We're coming across shit that again seems familiar, whether it's the hashtags, the music, the dances, the challenges, whatever. We all going through the same shit. But like I said, I respect y'all because when y'all do it, I see Elevated is really working on a goddamn car. You feel me? I see Trisha is really in her goddamn room. I see Stash is really in his whoop whoop whoop. I
Hmm.
see, you know what I'm saying? I see genuine fuck all of it. Again, you know, bro, the same thing I just asked. You can easily fall into that. I'm gonna post this type of content just for the likes, just for the love, just for the monetization, just for the whoop whoop whoop, right? You know you can easily fall into that, bro. Same as with Jace, Trisha, whoop, but everybody that I know, meaning you and everybody else, I respect because it's none of that. You dig what I'm saying? If I get a, for me, I look at y'all like if I get 1 million views, it's gonna be 1 million views off of me being me.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Not
Right.
me posting this type of shit all the goddamn time when this type of shit might not even be me. Or this type of shit might not even be some shit I'm cool with. Like little do you know. So that's why I asked that. You dig what I'm saying? That's so to answer your question, again, I know that was a long drawn out, but yeah, no bro, I will follow along with y'all. I will do the genuine shit. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you do, cool. We smooth.
And that's how
Other
you
than
know
that,
where your supporters are.
then that's why I respected y'all answer.
Hmm.
You dig what I'm saying?
That's why I want to interrupt. Smooth. How long have you been? How long have you been streaming, doing stuff?
I've had my
How long you
channel
been
since
on?
2000, I want to say 12. I didn't start streaming until like maybe like last year or what is this
Okay,
2025?
that's the same
Maybe
with
maybe
me. I never
early
started. I never started streaming till November, and I'm
right.
learning shit. Or I'm sorry, I'm learning stuff all the time. Um,
You can say
you
shit,
learn
bro. We
stuff
cool.
all the time. But number one thing that is you got to be genuine with everything that you
Right.
do, because when you're fake, you're fake. Everybody can identify that right off the bat. You
I'm
know?
gonna keep it a bean. When I first started posting, I met y'all probably don't even know these niggas no more. But Richie, you feel me? Ryan, certain people I started fucking with off of my barber who had a following, who posts his shit every day.
Hmm.
I went from like being seen to niggas like, oh, we want to know what Smooth is on, whoop whoop whoop, and that's where I met like again Lily, the Kamaris, the certain people, and through
Yeah.
them I met the elevators, the whoop whoop, and through the elevators and the Trishas I met whoop whoop. So everybody I follow has been based off of somebody else I don't follow. You dig what I'm
Right.
saying?
You
Again,
network.
Same.
everybody can see me throwing love, throwing hearts on the right side, whoop whoop whoop, but
Mhm.
I haven't really given them nothing to really fuck with. So recently, like I said, within the last week, 2 weeks, couple months, motherfuckers already know. Like I said, Elevator can tell you my first time going live with him, I dropped some shit that almost got us all banned. You dig what I'm saying? Like I wasn't even aware. Like I'm just a raw ass
Yeah.
nigga.
You
You know
didn't
what I'm
know the
saying?
rules. Yeah, you didn't know
But
the
because
rules.
I see
Yeah.
him, I see the Tinas, I see the MMGs, I see the you know what I'm saying. I see the Jazzy, I see everybody. You dig what I'm saying? I try to incorporate that, so I've gotten better, and this is all within the last year. You dig what I'm saying? Like I said, I just gained like 30
100%.
plus followers off of a video I wasn't really in agreement with, but I just posted it on some green screen reaction shit. But I
Hmm.
done got like way more comments and off of that than the shit I normally post with the homies for the homies. Then you dig what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, I can ask everybody on the panel right now. Have y'all
Is your
all seen
channel
my
growing?
stats? It's
Is your
I ain't gonna
channel
hold you. That's
growing?
what I'm saying. Off of the last video, I've gained 30. I ain't gonna say it's growing because my nigga Elevator no. Off the last video I posted, the little shit I'm not really like 100% cool with, I've gained, I'm just saying, like 30,
Hmm.
40 plus subscribers. Woo, woo, woo. And again, I'm not doing it for the
Okay.
number, I'm just noticing the difference. You dig what I'm saying? I've been with
Okay.
my niggas elevated
Did
the trip, like the stashes, the everybody, and I've been at one level. I've been like gradually, you dig what I'm saying? That's why when I'm talking to them and they
yep.
tell me, like, you got to do more, post this, do that, do this, use the green screen.
Speaking of,
Elevated them working on cars. I work on my car. You dig what I'm saying? Stash
People
in the
that
room,
Are you doing
stash
it?
to do sit
Are you
there.
doing it?
I'm saying I'm
Hmm.
trying. I'm getting into all of that. That's what I'm saying. Like this is why I'm asking. This is why I wanted to ask my niggas. Y'all been doing it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all
Okay.
doing it from a genuine standpoint. Like I'm
Yeah.
really working on a homegirl car, or I'm really like in my room with the homies, or I'm really like about to get dressed up and go work out, or I'm about to really like cook this
Work
meal.
out.
I fuck with all my peoples.
Yeah. Right.
And you record all that?
I just no, I'm saying like I watch them. I show love. I'm saying I eat. I do shit. You feel me? I just you know what I mean. I don't always remember to record or post.
Hmm.
You dig what I'm saying? Like Elevator can tell you
Okay.
like.
So
They think I'm afraid.
what's your goal with what's your goal with YouTube? What's your goal?
Honestly, my goal with YouTube, honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Ain't nobody really asked me that. I got 3 sons. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
their initials are K and N. Cameron, Karan, Khalil, Nix. You dig what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I really wanted to do YouTube because I don't see them often. And because I don't see them often and I know they're on YouTube because every kid is on YouTube now, it was like another way for them to see daddy. You dig what I'm saying?
Okay.
So daddy was gonna be at McDonald's, daddy was gonna be at Woot Woo, daddy was gonna do this, daddy like it was
So
like a awesome.
if that happens, will that bring you happiness?
Yeah, that's why I agree with you. It is a level that's
So
what I'm
then
saying. I was
so
playing
then
devil's advocate, you know what I'm saying?
you will acquire happiness by doing this, and it doesn't even need money. Doesn't even
Right.
need money.
Elevator can contest. Like how long was that summer, bro? You dig what I'm saying? When I was like, nigga, I'm about to get the kids. I'm on
Right.
PTO.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? And that's
You
when I
you
just started. That was back in
you
what
just
June.
you
You dig what
just
I'm saying?
confessed it. You just confessed and helped everybody on this panel right now and on this channel right now that yes, you can acquire happiness without money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I say, I agree with you on that. But I agree with Tina too, as far as it. You can't say like like I said, what you said, it didn't sit well because it was like I get what you meant. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on the same level in a sense. But at the
Yeah,
same time, you can't just
I
like
was just talking
project
about,
that.
I was just referring to internal conversations that we have. Sometimes we
Right.
sabotage ourselves when we have internal conversations that cause us not to move forward. That's all I was saying.
True.
Hmm.
True. And that's what I'm saying.
That's all I was
Elevated
saying.
know that, bro.
Well, that's
You
why
feel
I
me?
asked Elevated the question about the options trading. Because if
Right.
he's doing that, I know he's not thinking, uh, I know that his internal conversation
That nigga made
is,
$600+. He need to pass the link, bro. Like, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do I gotta turn the camera on for you to see how serious I am? Like, pass the link, bro. Like, who I gotta
well,
trade with? What's up?
well, no, no. Well, so the thing is that you have to establish, and I agree with Tina on this part that you have to establish a mindset. You
Yeah.
have to. If you're going to take that journey, if you're going to go from middle class into or working class into wealth, you have to establish a mindset, and that mindset has to serve as your discipline to move forward.
Hmm.
Because I know the journey that Elevated is taking with his options trading, and it requires discipline. Period. And he had a conversation about the whole thing between motivation and discipline.
Yeah.
I ain't
Uh,
gonna lie to you. I'm sorry. Like, my response to that, like, I respect that and I feel that because I thought the same shit. And this is
mhm.
no disrespect to nobody. Like, again, elevated. Like, I felt when I seen that, it was like, okay, I seen what you saw. You dig what I'm saying?
Hmm.
What
And
do you mean? What do you
it's
mean?
meaning like it takes a level of discipline. It takes a level of like, you know what I mean, like seriousness to actually go for something, right? I'm just speaking hypothetically, right? I get that.
Hmm.
You dig what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
I'm just again, I'm an objective person. I don't try to be negative, and I'm not knocking my nigga for his trading. I would knock you for whatever the fuck you did. I'm just saying that to say Your responses keep sounding as if you know more than what we all know. You dig what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So
Would
if you
that
want to play devil's
but let
advocate,
me ask
right?
you
Like,
this. Let me ask you this. Would that be a problem if I did know more?
no, but you can't at the same time not expect an answer or a reason as to why like you feel so confident in what you know. I can be just as confident, bro. You dig what I'm saying? It's just you sound like you know some shit that we all don't know when we all been listening. You dig what I'm saying? If that makes sense. You dig
No,
you
that makes
like
plenty of
it
sense.
wa-
But I don't understand why that would be a problem if I did know more.
I never said it
Why
would
would
be a
what?
problem. I'm just saying it. I can see where it's a hesitation. You dig what I'm saying? Because it's
Hmm.
like when you say like middle class, bro. We all got different middle classes in our minds when you say middle class. You know
And
what I'm
that's
saying? So when
good.
you say financial wealth, we all got different visions of financial wealth. But you
Okay.
sound as if you're coming from a place that's like, you know, hey, I was
Maybe I
broke one
was
day. I played the fucking lottery and I came across millions.
maybe
And it's not a
maybe
knock.
I became wealthy.
Congratulations. But listen,
But
congratulations.
I'm
All
not
right, all
but
right,
I'm not.
all right, all right, all right, all right, all
Yeah,
right.
I was
We can't like we.
going down the rabbit hole again.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to. It was just like you know what I mean. Like I hear you, but
Mine.
it's how you say it. It's not what you say. It's how you say it. If
Okay.
that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, I'll
Respect.
repeat this. Okay, I'll repeat this. Um, for me,
Never
acquiring
again.
wealth
Never
did make
again.
me happy because I was able to do things with that money to improve my life, my family's security, and my children's future. That's what made
As
me
a
happy.
man, that's what we all want to do, bro. Whether we work hard for it or is blessed enough to fucking have it handed to us from God. You dig what I'm saying? That's the plan for every man, or that should be. You dig what I'm saying? So
Well, I
I
was
feel
able
you.
to
I respect that. Like I said,
enhance that.
respectfully.
I was able to enhance that with money.
Mm-hmm.
Money made it better. Money made it easier.
Danielle said made a good point. She said it is how a person hears it too, and
Right.
I think that happens quite often because it seems like what you're saying, Smooth, is that Richard was coming off a little condescending by sharing his story. I didn't pick up on that, but
I didn't hear that either.
I
Listen,
can't
okay, well,
I
not
say
to
that.
cut you off, I just want to clarify real quick. It wasn't that. It was just like I said. It's just. I'm sorry. I'm from where I'm from. You dig what I'm saying? So when someone is speaking, I have enough understanding to try to like look at it from different perspectives. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? But when it sounds like a locked in opinion or a locked in way, I just question it because it's like other ways have been proven. You dig what I'm saying? Like
right. So
again, like
that
he said, financially he was able to do that. Did you work for that? Did you grind for that? Was you blessed with that? Was it an inheritance? I don't care. So to just say like, oh yeah, like it was that easy, bro. We gotta work for this shit, bro. Like as a man, you feel me? Like it's a
Well,
process.
let me be clear. I never suggested that it was easy.
No,
Never
I
suggested
wasn't
that.
meaning like you suggested. I'm just saying like that's what I'm saying.
all
It's
right,
not
guys.
what you said, it's how you said it.
Right, we're saying the same thing over and over. So, Elevator, did you want to move on to the next portion of the discussion?
I feel like elevator want to kick me out. He gonna have to boot
Bro,
me. Nah, I'm fuck with you, bro. You ain't got to boot me. I'll leave. You
you
know, yeah.
good, but like we could do this
Well, I'm gonna chill.
after the talking points. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't care about that. Like
All right, well, let's keep it G then. Let's go. Next topic point.
mindset over money.
Mindset over
Gratitude.
money.
Right. Gratitude for what you already have builds strong happiness. Mindset determines whether money controls you or empowers you.
Yep.
Happiness tied to money to happiness tied only to money can lead to emptiness. And true wealth is a peace of mind, not just the size of your bank accounts.
I agree.
Yep.
I think that people need to quantify or be able to understand the quantification of emotional and mental assets.
Yeah,
Peace
yeah. So
is
number one.
asset that you cannot buy necessarily with money, but it is an asset that when you have an abundance of it, is priceless.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes to the mindset over money, you always want to have a base to glean from, which is having the wherewithal to control, to steward, to handle the
Mm-hmm.
things that are in your possession. But if you don't have peace, if you don't have joy, if you do not have contentment before you get the money, then the things being added to you is not going to make you any more happy.
Right.
Agreed.
It can bring some sorts or some pieces or some levels of happiness, but again, it's fleeting. Because if you don't have the mindset to maintain all of those things that you need mentally, spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, then those things can knock off all of those things and you'll just be left with a pile of things, but you'll be without peace. And who
Agreed.
wants a mind without peace?
Agreed.
It could
I
definitely
agree
make you more
100,
cynical.
100%. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
It could definitely make you more cynical.
Yep. And you don't trust anyone, and then you're walking around just with this distrust of everyone because you think everyone is out to get you because of the money you have. Especially
Absolutely.
Right.
especially if you come from poverty and you're the only person in your family that is seeing that type of wealth, because now you become the caretaker, whether you mean to or not, or
Right.
the
Yeah.
assumed
Yeah.
caretaker
Yeah.
or the assumed problem solver for your entire family, and that is a different level of stress or a different type of stress than not being able to pay
Yes.
the
Yes. I agree 100%.
yeah.
Yep.
So, a
I can say
valuable
that.
lesson
Continue.
for those who want to acquire wealth. If you don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to say no, you should learn how to say no
Yeah,
and be
I
good with
agree.
yourself about that.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Be a, yeah, be 100% okay with yourself when you say no.
But that's the thing
Yep.
too, because when you think about it, then you also can become isolated on your own little island with your money. Because,
Exactly.
like I was saying,
Exactly.
if you are the only person in your family that has acquired this wealth, and you're not able to, you have to say no to everybody because everybody has their hand out. Then who do you have? Who do you trust? Me. That's who.
Strangers. I trust you guys here on the panel. That's who I trust.
But that's what I'm saying. Like. So that goes back to, does money bring happiness? That goes right back to that, because you have the wealth, you have the ability to cover all of your bills, to provide yourself with certain comfort. You have a peace of mind when it comes to knowing where your next meal is coming from, knowing that you can purchase and have whatever you want. But when it comes to family and friends, you looking over your shoulder all the time, like, don't ask me for nothing. Like, so are you really happy? Are you?
I am.
That's a rhetorical
I
question.
would
I
feel like
am.
if you know that, then yeah,
That's a
it
rhetorical
would
I am. And
hard
I don't have a problem cutting people off. Not at all. Family, friend, I
This
let
is
them know
somebody.
straight up and down. You can kiss my behind. If
Yeah.
all you want to do with me is
that doesn't sound
look
very happy
for
to me. That sounds
no.
Let me ask
like,
you again because I
that's
feel like I done said this already.
like,
Not to cut
I'm
nobody
everybody
content.
off.
ask me for
I'm
nothing.
gonna ask bro. I'm asking bro. I forgot. Listen.
I'm trying to lighten the mood. Y'all getting wild serious.
I
No,
know.
y'all not gonna go against me and then contradict yourselves. Like you feel me? Like again, I've been saying it comes with a level of cautiousness. You dig what I'm saying? In general, for family, friends, and otherwise. I've been
Mhm.
saying that, right?
Yep.
You dig what I'm saying? Again, you brought up a couple of times acquired wealth.
Yep.
You mean to tell me when you acquired wealth, right? And
Hmm.
we all know about it. We done heard the stories and shit, right?
I
Right.
haven't experienced
I'm
it
not
yet.
saying you took nobody with you, right? But you took care of your family, right? Your immediate family, which as a grown
Yep.
man became your kids and your wife or whoever you decided to be with, right?
Correct.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You took certain people with you, right? Or you
Uh huh.
helped out, looked out for certain
Yeah.
people, right? Because it
Yes.
came with a level of cautiousness. You won't go just look out for everybody. Every cousin can't come. Every sibling can't come. Both parents might not be
Correct.
able to come, right?
Right.
Okay, so it's like that's what I'm saying. Like it's like when I say it, y'all don't hear it the same way, but then y'all rehear it. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like y'all agree. I've been saying this the
Okay.
whole time, and then y'all got my nigga
But this,
elevated mad at me. You
but
know
this is
what I'm saying?
this is the
Listen,
move.
the
It's all
idea that
about how you
coach.
say. Sometimes it's all about. No, y'all talk for a long time. You gonna let me get mine
Go
off?
ahead, coach.
I
Kick
was
it.
quiet for like
Hey, and
30
she be in
minutes
the gym
already
with it.
while y'all
Yeah.
said the same thing over and over. So it's sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Didn't
And
I just say
wait, let
that?
me move. Hi, hello.
I'm with you.
Sometimes
I'm
it's
sorry.
how
I'm sorry.
you say things. Sometimes when we are having a conversation and you want to get your point off, and I'm not talking to any one person in particular, I'm just talking in general. Like
Right.
Tina was saying from the beginning, we're trying to have a macro conversation, right, Tina? Is that what you said, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did.
And
She
what's
did.
happens is when you hear something that triggers you or hear something that you want to respond to, you stop listening. And I'm not talking to any person in particular. I'm just saying in
We
general.
got you.
What
We got
happened?
you, coach.
Like you're doing now, you talking and I'm trying to get mine off.
I'm sorry, my
Um,
bad.
we don't listen to the entire statement. You hear the thing that triggers you, and then you waiting to respond, and you're not listening to the whole. Because honestly, you guys have been saying the same. You're arguing the same point. So both of you you're saying the same thing, but you're just saying it in a different way, and you're going around the merry-go-round when it's not really necessary. The point of the matter is none. Well, except for Richard, because Richard said he rich and he gonna hit me off with some cash, you know, to support. So
Okay.
he's
I'm gonna
gonna
bless
invest
you.
in the channel. That's
I'm gonna bless you.
not.
Regardless of all of that,
Wait,
did not look like who didn't I say when
wait,
Tina
let me
and
finish.
Bro was going back and forth? I said the same thing to Tina. Y'all both arguing the same point from two different ends. I said the same thing, right?
You say you still
You,
messing with.
did I not, bro? Let's keep it a G, bro. You feel me? I've been saying the same shit too, but
You've
like
been
y'all want to get
you have been
all right.
repeating yourself the whole time you've been talking
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah, because y'all don't
to the point where
listen.
no one else can say what they want to say.
right.
That's a lie.
She trying to talk now.
Yeah, I'm trying to talk down. I'm trying to, because the only person that on this panel that is claiming or that said that they have experienced what we all are kind of theorizing, because I can only speak for myself. I have not experienced acquiring wealth. So this is
Right.
kind of a theory. We don't really know what it feels like, and you won't know what it actually feels like and what is going to happen to you until
See.
you go through it. Same
Mm-hmm.
like most things in life. Like until you actually go through it, it's a theory. You're thinking that all your family members are gonna have their hand out and stuff. You don't really know what is gonna happen until it actually happens. So everything that we're saying is really just our theory and our thoughts based on our worldview and how we look at the world right now. Until you go through it,
Logical fact.
until we
Logical facts.
go through it, then
These are logical facts. These are
okay.
logical facts. It's not play games. I get this is YouTube, woo woo. I appreciate the love and woo woo, and I ain't trying to like rub nobody the wrong way. I ain't trying to disrespect nobody by no means. But
Okay.
like, let's keep it a bean, yo. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I understand what you're saying. We can go back. I have
We
not
don't
been
have to
trying
go
to take
back.
over
No,
the
we ain't
conversation.
going.
Please don't go back.
I'm saying that to say I have not been trying to take over the conversation. But just
You
like
have
Tina had
taken
her.
over the conversation.
Okay, Tina. You feel me? I'm not gonna argue with you. Like I said, I agreed for most of all y'all shit. I was one of the first ones to say it's two different points.
Right,
Same
right.
meaning,
Yes,
but two different
we
points.
have that
Like,
part.
come on now. But y'all wanna,
We
it's like when y'all wanna move along, we gotta move along. But then the
No,
reason
it's
why we
just
don't
that
move
you
Well,
along,
keep
for a
you.
long
No
time.
one
cut it
can
out.
say anything
Cut it
beyond
out.
you, sir.
And just now, I just gave a whole synopsis of the fact that none of us, other than Richard, have had a personal experience of acquiring wealth. And then you told me, oh, that's just logical facts. I get that this is YouTube, whoop-de whoop. That's what you said.
Listen, my nigga, because you say acquiring wealth, like yo, like and this is no disrespect to Richie. You dig what I'm saying? Like I have neither. Do you know Richie personally? Unlike old boy that was saying he know Richie personally. Do you know Richie personally?
What did you hear what I
Okay.
said? I said the only person that has said that has claimed that they've acquired wealth. I didn't say I know that he's acquired wealth. All I said
Okay.
was
So my point,
he's the
my
only person
point,
on the panel that has
my
said that.
point,
It's
my
really not a.
point is
You
we all
don't,
heard the same thing. We all heard the same thing, right?
but it's okay because we moving on. Because look at poor Elevated. Like I'm reading the room, and Elevated looked like he ready to move on.
I can't see none of the comments. You feel
I'm
me?
looking at
Like, and this is
look at
no
the
disrespect
he
it's
to
look
not. It's
Elevated.
not a
Like,
comment. All you have to do is look at his face on the panel.
oh wait,
he's the
I ain't even
most
been looking at the
reading
phone. I
his
ain't gonna
house.
lie. I ain't been
Like
looking
we're
at the phone either.
like we are in
Yeah.
Elevator's house, so I'm trying to. That's why I keep going back to. We need to move it
I ain't
along.
even been looking at the phone. That's my bad.
We got to move it along because I'm looking at him, and he's like looking like
Yeah.
he's ready to.
He's not happy right now.
And
Okay.
that's why I'm interjecting because when the conversation, I let you go for a long time, but when the conversation is like, we gotta let's move it along. Next topic, Elevated. Oh well,
Mm, mm, mm. Next topic is striking the balance.
sorry.
Striking a
Strike.
Oh,
balance.
Elevated.
Can't make this shit up. Money
Striking a
is a
balance.
tool, huh?
No, go ahead. Money's
Yeah,
what?
money is a tool, not the goal. Use money to
100%.
create. Yeah, use money to create freedom and time, not just buy things. Experiences and
100%.
experiences and relationships bring more happiness than objects. I don't know
Hmm.
about the relationships. Well,
Oh boy, you
Yeah.
said you
I
elevated
don't
Well,
know.
relationships. Ugh.
well, the coach brought something up related to relationships, and that is, am I isolating myself because I have a certain financial status and is coming at me with their hands out and I'm cutting them off? Do
Right.
I feel isolated? I don't, because of that last part that you just said. I establish relationships with other people, with people
Mm,
who don't need my money, with people who just need to exchange with me thoughts, ideas, and things like
Right.
that.
the
And
barter,
that's
yeah.
more fulfilling. And that's more fulfilling than anything else.
Right.
Yes.
Agree. I
Absolutely.
agree. Absolutely.
The freedom to just exchange thoughts and ideas.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's true
Yeah,
wealth.
Yes.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
yeah.
It looks like
Now,
we
the
move, I guess.
wealth makes it possible. The wealth makes it possible for me to move in circles that I prefer to be in, as
Right.
opposed to being contained somewhere
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
where I have
Agree.
to constantly deal with people who are just doing ridiculous things and and they're just sabotaging themselves
Mhm.
or just doing foolish things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When you have
Right.
the wealth, you don't have to be around people like that. You can choose. I can get up. I can go wherever the hell I want.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. If I want to invite you three to a dinner somewhere, uh,
I
we
like
just sit down.
Mhm.
We just sit down and we laugh, we drink, we we have a good time. Don't worry about what the price is on the menu. Don't even look at that. What do you want? What do you
seafood.
want? What do you feel like? Exactly. You want seafood? Go ahead,
Yeah.
order it. Don't worry about it. Elevated. What do you want? Tina, what do you want? Just order it. Don't worry about the price. Forget about that.
Mhm.
I don't
Right.
want you to worry about that. That's one less concern you have. You're going to be able to eat what you want and
Mhm.
share an experience amongst us without worry about
And it's
Right.
something
no
that
big
has
deal.
to do with money.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I
Right.
agree.
I'm going to have a great time because I'm sitting down with three intelligent people
Good night.
that are going to provide an intelligent conversation,
Mhm.
and that's going to nourish me. That's going to give me psychological and emotional nourishment. That makes me happy. How did I achieve that? Maybe I used uh money to buttress that experience, but
Right.
the real happiness comes from this exchange that we're having. This makes me happy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there ain't no dollar sign attached to this experience.
Right.
None.
Right.
Agree.
So
Agree.
you what it sounds like, Richard, you're saying is like having not worrying about your bills, not worrying about that. What it does is it opens you up to enjoying experiences outside of money.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds
Yes.
lovely.
You hit the nail on the head.
That sounds absolutely lovely. I love that.
Yeah.
That I don't buy stuff. I don't I wear the same clothes. I only have like 3 or 4 shirts, whatever, and all my money goes to my home, goes to my wife, my children.
Mhm.
They enjoy the hell out of it. They have season passes to this, season passes to that. They go here, they go there, they go everywhere. Every
Mm-hmm.
now and then I show up. I have to rebuild something that I lost. Okay, and I can't be specific here
Mhm.
Is it what we spoke
because
about?
yeah, part of it is
Okay.
when you and I spoke on my channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I get what you're saying. I
Tina
told
Tina wants to come back up.
She's not in the studio.
Oh, she's not.
she said, let me up.
Yeah, I
Yeah, she said,
would.
"Let me up."
I would if she was in the studio.
When Elevated had enough, it is pure
That's
YouTube
understandable too.
gold. No. It's YouTube gold. Like his face, and he just starts saying straight up and down, like, look. I
Even
was like,
before I came up, even
I'm like,
before I
wait,
came up, it was like that. Even before I came up,
because Elevated, he want to get his points off, pause, and he don't, you know what I'm saying?
there was a hamster wheel going.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Pointless. Yeah.
There
And
was a hamster wheel going.
what I'm saying, like what I just think about is, I would love to acquire wealth like that. That's the ultimate goal. I cannot say I'm nowhere near wealthy. I'm
Mhm.
okay. Like I don't have to worry about like what I'm gonna eat for dinner, which is a blessing. And
Right.
I
That's a
think some
blessing.
earlier,
Yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
what someone earlier mentioned that like what is like you have to identify or define contentment for yourself. Like
Mhm.
at every stage, right? And kind of also count your blessings and be thankful for what you have now and find happiness in what you have at this present moment.
Yeah.
That the first part of what you said is part of the process of becoming wealthy.
Mhm.
Gratitude. You have to have an attitude of
Definitely.
gratitude if you
Mhm.
want to go forward.
Mhm.
Like when I pull
Absolutely.
up to my house, I think back to that process of owning a home and all of the things I went through. And this house is it's me and my man's our little house. And I just when I pull up to my house, I'm just so grateful every
Mhm.
second,
Yeah.
every day. Like turning the
Yeah.
light on, opening your fridge and you got stuff in there.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's
An attitude of gratitude is a positive pathway to move
yes.
forward on. That's what it is.
Putting one foot down in front of the other, being able to get up out your bed and walk on your own. Like these are all fundamental like just basic blessings that we take for granted.
Absolutely.
Really, just thinking about money and thinking about like this topic, it just makes you think about that. It's because
Mhm.
when you define what is happiness, like what do you consider happiness? Is it a feeling of glee, like constant glee all the time, or is it a feeling of contentment? I guess that depends on the person, right? Like what they can
It
define,
depends on your experience.
right?
It depends on your experience because what would I okay, I'm talking to my son, I'm talking to my son's mother, and all of a sudden she stops talking. What's going on? A shootout breaks out just feet from where she was standing there talking to me.
Oh my God.
Okay. So I'm
Mhm.
thinking about, she just stopped talking. So I didn't know if she got shot, whatever. No, she hit the floor. She knew better. She hit the
Mhm.
floor. And when everything was all said and done, she got up and let me know what was going on. In the meantime, you can imagine where my head is at
Right.
because I can hear all the ruckus in the background.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
to know that my son at the time was about 3 months old. Are you kidding me? No. So that's why I said what I said earlier about being happy that I
Mhm.
got my son out of there.
Right.
Okay. I got my
Right.
son. I'm grateful for that. And I was happy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And, so maybe somebody else, maybe one of my homeboys, he ain't going to be happy. And, many of them have done this, because they were out in the street with the pharmaceuticals. Happy
Mhm.
to them was getting a Corvette, a motorcycle, a
Material.
Mercedes, you
Material.
know,
Yeah.
something material, exactly, at the age of 18, a
Mhm.
bunch of gold on, riding up and down the street with the gold fronts and the whole nine.
All right.
That's their idea of happiness. Not my idea, but yeah, it's subjective. So happiness is subjective, and your experiences. I wanted to be able to become a landlord, which I did.
All right.
I was able to become a landlord. I was able to work for the state. I was able to become a broker. I was
Mhm.
able to become a loan originator for mortgages.
Okay.
I was able to get my CDL, and that's how I acquired what I acquired. And the journey was fulfilling. The journey was making me happy. Knowing that my son was no longer in that environment made me happy. I was grateful for that. So
I,
so my previous experience helped me to gauge how I could feel happy.
Mm-hmm.
And and I would imagine that everybody's experience is what would take them to a place where they can say, I'm happy, unless they're ungrateful.
Mm.
I feel like one of the biggest keys of it all is just being able to live without regret
Mm.
yeah.
and to be able to live without a want.
Ooh, yeah.
If you can be in those two spaces, I think that for the most part, you have arrived,
Yes.
whatever level of wealth that is. If
Right.
you can live without regret and live without a want, I think you've gone somewhere. I think you've made it to a place in life that most people aspire to be.
I
Yes.
agree.
I agree
I-
with that
Mm.
wholeheartedly.
Oof. Yes, that
Yeah.
was good point.
And
Live
and some of the people that you just described, Tina, I've met them on farmlands that weren't wealthy,
Hmm.
and yet they were just as you described.
But that's the thing about the quantification of liquid assets. We always
Mhm.
try to put those at the top of the heap as it pertains to wealth. And it's like, but if you're not content, what are those things to you?
right. They're just things, aren't they?
They're just things. And
Mhm.
so if you can come to a place where, yeah, your wealth is living on a farmland or a piece of land somewhere where nobody's bothering you and you don't have to worry about anything taking anything from you, that you can
Mhm.
live off of the land that you've curated and you've toiled and you've sweated or whatever it is that you did, you are content with the work of your hands. It's
Mhm.
being able to find that contentment and being able to live without the regret of I did this to that person and that person to get where I am.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it's those things that allow you to rest at night,
Yes.
to sleep peacefully.
Yes.
And when you
Having
can
a
have
moral compass.
that,
That is priceless.
yes,
A
absolutely.
restful, peaceful sleep. You
You
can't
can't buy peaceful sleep.
you can't buy that.
Yeah.
You
Mm.
Some
can't.
of the wealthiest
I
people, like
don't care how much melatonin you take, you can't buy it.
you can't buy that. You cannot buy restful sleep. You cannot
Mm-mm.
buy peace.
Mm.
Because you
Mm.
could be in a mansion. I was joking earlier talking about you go cry in your
You
mansion.
mentioned, yeah.
You can be in a mansion in a beautiful, gorgeous mansion with an elevator and all kinds of bedrooms and bathrooms, and it's
Mm.
just one big, beautiful jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think
Yep.
that's more sad. That probably makes you even more depressed because you're looking around at all of this opulence and you're still not happy.
You're
Mm.
still alone.
And
Yeah.
how would that feel? Like you've done whatever you've done to get to that place
Mhm.
and you're still not happy.
That's what lets you know it's an inside job.
Yes.
Yep.
Woo.
You ain't lying.
It's an
Oh,
inside
That's
job.
why you cannot neglect your mental health.
absolutely.
Constantly taking this life to work on yourself, to work on yourself. You know me. Come on now. You
No,
already
I'm
know.
laughing because you just reminded me of a person that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man. So when credit cards first started coming out and becoming available to the average person, this guy
Mhm.
ran a credit card scam. He got
Oh Lord.
caught. He did Fed time, but uh, he was able to stash the money that he made and buy himself a building in Queens.
Mm.
After that, he
Mhm.
was all set. But he had to go through
Yeah.
some serious drama to get that.
Mhm.
But he was definitely content after that. After he got out and bought that building.
Hmm.
Yeah. That.
Yeah. So damn. Some people go through some stuff, and to go through all that, and now I'm thinking to go through all that and be alone at the end of it all and not be content and 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 be lonely and be, oh God, no.
Yeah.
That would be horrible. No.
But that's the plight that many people have is they try their best to get all that they can get, and
And step on people.
acquire as much as they can, sit on it just for
Mhm.
them to perish alone.
Mm.
They
You
got no
know,
moral compass. They got no moral compass.
they gained the world and lost their soul,
Oh, talk about
lost
it.
themselves, lost their mind, lost themselves in a world of emotions, you know, without peace. What is it?
Yeah, that's
Uh,
not good.
Candy K, the subject is can money buy happiness? That's what we're talking about.
What's that song Michael Janet Jackson and Luther had? Money can't buy you love, can't buy you diamond rings. How it go? Like something like that. Does
I
anyone
don't
remember?
remember it. No, I don't remember it.
What? It was
Nope.
on the Mo Money. I think that's the name of the movie. It was on that soundtrack.
Oh, no, I don't remember.
Nobody remembers that song. Where's Trisha? Is she still here? She might
Oh.
remember. She loved Luther Vandross. Anyway, I just thought of that. Just that song.
Mad random.
When you said that, can money buy you happiness? It made me think of that song.
Mad random. Question for Rich. If you were poor today, what steps would you take to build wealth in today's climate?
What was that question again?
If you were poor today, what steps would you take to build wealth in today's climate?
Okay, first of all, I would live below my means. That's number one.
Mhm.
I would definitely participate in the stock market.
Of course.
I would be extremely patient because wealth building doesn't happen overnight.
Mhm.
If you try to take shortcuts, just like what Elevator warned the other, I think it was Smooth. I think he warned Smooth about taking
Shortcut.
shortcuts.
Mhm.
Um, that's you're gambling. If you're taking shortcuts, you're gambling.
Yep.
And so I would try to establish a business also, because the two pathways to wealth are business, establishing a business, and
Mhm.
investing. Those are the two ways.
Mm.
And also making the right uh relationships,
Mm-hmm.
because
Picking
you
the
want to
right
be
part.
a yes. Go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
say it again, coach.
Picking the right partner.
Yeah, picking
Hallelujah.
the,
Church.
And
yeah.
that right partner is nobody.
Okay, so if you're talking about partner as in a spouse or something
Yo,
like that,
elevated is funny.
just just keep in mind that the most important thing is compatibility.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
All that other superficial stuff
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
is not going to help you. You gotta keep your mind off the booty. That's not what's gonna get it. You gotta establish compatibility. Somebody who's thinking along the same lines that you are, share the same sense of humor.
Mhm.
Uh, that you need support, because to
Yeah.
acquire wealth, you don't get there by yourself. Anybody who says I'm a self-made whatever, that's a lie.
It's a
Nobody's
lie.
self-made.
Mhm.
You have people that come along your path that point you in the right
You
direction. That's a form of help rather.
Yep.
And just like what coach said, uh account uh what was that? Gratitude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acknowledging who in your life whose path you cross that actually pointed the way, gave you some advice, some good advice, because everybody offers advice. It's not always good, but whoever offers you good advice, be careful of those. Damn, now I'm preaching. Be careful of those who um who want to impose their ideals onto you. Be careful of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's what I would do. If I were poor right now, I would live below my means. I would stack up. I would stay away from uh any kind of
You too, elevated
objects,
notes.
any kind of objects to give people the impression that I have something that I really don't have. You know, I don't want to be one of those people that walk around with chains, gold chains around their neck, and they ain't got nothing in their refrigerator. You know, that's kind of ridiculous. But you see a lot of that
Yeah.
in the hood.
Or driving a luxury car and don't own their home.
Exactly. Or drive a luxury car and don't even own the car. They have car payments,
Not even on
right?
a lease.
Not even on a lease, and
Not
you're
even
just
on a
driving
lease.
around, right? Just so that people can look at you. The very people that are looking at you and complimenting you on what you're driving are the ones that are going to talk nonsense behind your back.
Or
So you
don't
don't
have
even
a
want to deal with
bed.
that.
Okay. Candy K
Don't
said
have
the fridge and they ain't got a bed. They sleeping on a mattress on child.
yeah on an air
Air
mattress.
mattress. Air mattress. Yeah.
Yep, on an
But
air mattress, and they don't even have a pump. They got to blow it up with their mouth because they
Wow.
can't even afford a pump after that. Yeah.
That's
But what
wild.
I mean, that's totally going off on a different tangent. But I wonder, where does that come from? Where does wanting the need to want to look rich when you barely got 2 pennies to rub together, or maybe you do have 2 pennies to rub together, but you're not wealthy, but you're spending like thousands of dollars
To
to
appear
look
rich.
Ego,
the part.
ego,
It's
See
ego,
outside. You seeking outside validation.
right?
outside validation. Yep, and
Not to
ego.
mention, not to mention, you have a whole industry that studies people to get them to buy into it.
That's
Yeah, it's
true.
called marketing.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yep.
Marketing
Because
is so
like
powerful,
just
so
Yeah.
thinking
incredibly powerful.
just thinking about someone like a rapper, like a Jay-Z, right? When
Mhm.
he
Hmm.
first came out, he was decked out in all the gold jewelry, gold
Right.
teeth.
Right.
But the
And
more
now
he became, you don't see him with anything.
nothing.
Make
Master
watch,
P. What
a
about
watch.
Master P?
I don't really follow him as much.
He
I
was
wish
the
Master
same
P
way.
is the same.
Same
Yep,
He's
way.
the same
exactly the
way.
same way. Yep.
Mhm.
Once these people make it to a certain level,
because they start
no,
hanging out with other people that are at that level, and they realize they
yeah,
look like a clown walking in there with all of that foolishness on, and
right.
nobody.
You look like a circus clown.
Yeah, and people
Yeah.
will treat you as such in those rooms.
Yes, they will.
They'll treat
Yes,
you
they
as
will.
you'll be their mascot.
Mhm.
Yes, they don't respect you.
I ain't trying to
People with real
be.
money, they don't respect you.
They don't
Right.
respect all of that. They really don't.
No.
And to build and network, I saw people putting that in the chat. But right, Trish, I think it is environmental. And it makes me, I just started thinking about like, where does that come from? Because as we're talking about it and we're talking about people, spending whatever on a car, and the first time people get any money, I think Dr. Ninja Turtle, I'm not sure if he's still here, but he spoke about when he first got his like a sum of money,
Mhm.
he went out and bought foolishness. Like,
Yeah.
but why do we
Right.
why do we do that? That's the only that's I'm just I'm not
We
it's
want to
not
show the world. We want to show
it's
the world that we're making
really
good decisions, that we're making it.
it's
Well,
really
not only that, we have at the poverty level, you're shown everything you cannot have because you don't have the means
right.
to access it. Once you get to a place where you have the means to access it, the first thing that you do is you go back and reach into your past and get everything that you wish you had when you were younger.
I
Yeah.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
And so it's really about the mindset not maturing, even though your bank account did.
Right.
So
Hey,
do you think that, well, I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna say yes, but that uh poverty is a traumatic experience, right?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that would make sense then, because once you so-called make it out of poverty, or the first time you get a little money, you're going to everything you dreamed about, everything you were deprived of, you're going to get that in excess. So I just for me, I'm kind of thinking out loud, because I kind of
Mhm.
like to understand why people do what they do, because this happens so many times. People get a little money, and the first thing they do is buy stuff that depreciates in value. It's about guns,
Liability.
blood.
greatly. Yep.
Mhm.
Well, And if that's the case, then I have to consider myself extremely blessed and lucky because I was exposed to a community of people that on the surface they didn't look like they had much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those were the Hasidic Jews that I came in contact with.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Hasidic community, like the Lubavitchers and whatnot in Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
on the surface, I mean, they're all wearing the same clothes. They all wear black and white.
Yeah.
But these people now, these people were that developed their community in New York City. They came from the horrible conditions in Europe, and this was a generation that was cut off from education. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cut off. That the Nazi regime, they created the word ghetto, and they isolated these people, destroyed them, destroyed their homes, took their businesses, unalive many of them,
Right.
and they had no education. But when they escaped, they
Yeah.
came to places like the United States, and they built an entire community. Anybody outside of New York City that hasn't been exposed to
Yeah.
these Jews won't understand just how self-efficient these people are.
Oh, they are. Yes, definitely.
Incredible. They have their own schools. They
Yeah.
have their own
I grew up in
businesses.
Far Rockaway, Queens, and there's a very high population of Jewish people. So I got to live among them, but they have their own self-contained community.
Exactly. And the thing is that they have wealth. They
Oh
just
yeah,
don't flaunt it. They don't flaunt. You go inside their house, that's where you see it. But outside of their house, you don't really see it. And
poverty is a
and
state
the
of mind. It's wrong thinking.
yeah, and the thing is that here these people are, uh, they're content walking around the way they do, looking the way they do. They all look like they all look like they got cloned. Everybody looks the same. So
Yeah.
there's nobody trying to stand out above the other except with their hats. Sometimes they get fancy with the hats. But outside of that, there's really no. So I have to ask myself, wait a minute. These people are swimming in money, and yet they're not out here with gold teeth, gold chains,
Right.
um, with the suede pumas and the fat laces, right? And
Right.
the leather bombers and all that with
I'm
the with the with the with the Corvettes.
she said poverty is a state of mind. It's wrong thinking.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I also think
However,
it's a state of affairs as well. I
Yeah,
don't think you can skip over that. While
yeah,
I do understand the concept of you can think poorly and not be able to see a brighter future or think that you can get ahead in life, those ideas, that mindset is generally because of the situation that they're in.
yeah.
No one is in a mansion talking about, oh, we're going to be poor the rest of our life. How we
Right.
gonna get something to eat? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It stems from experiences
Right.
that are so drastically dire that you do not have a glimmer of hope, and that's what creates the mindset because what's around you got in you.
Right.
okay, you
Yeah.
say that, you say that, and I'm thinking about various black communities that were doing very well, but it was outside sources that came in to destroy those communities and threw them into poverty.
Mm-hmm. And I
Yeah.
wish
So
I
can
do
they
understand.
so can the black community do what these Hasidic Jews are probably can, but
Yes, I believe they can.
But
Yes.
it's unlikely to happen.
but we got to make sure that these outside forces, I don't want to be specific, but these outside forces shouldn't be able to come and mess with us like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I feel like when it comes to um the mindset of poverty, once you
Mhm.
have that impoverished mindset, you're trying to grab at every little thing that you can because that's all you have and that's all you have access to. And
Right.
once you get to that place, you're not thinking about expansion. You can't even trust the next person because you know they're just as hungry as you are.
Right.
So is that where the crabs in the barrel thing becomes a reality?
Absolutely.
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 Okay.
Because everybody's just trying to get out, right?
Yes.
Well, you can try to get out, but the problem is that somebody's there pulling you back in. And
But
that's
But
that's
part of the
because
poverty mindset.
the person trying to get out or the crab trying to get out doesn't have the strength to carry the two. They're
right,
going for themselves.
right,
And that's
Okay.
the same thing that happens in these communities. Somebody's trying to get out, but they don't have the means to get somebody else out at the same time.
Hmm.
Okay. So how do we define what the means is to help them get out
The
along with
means
you?
a lot of times is opportunity. And opportunity is not afforded to everyone, not at the same time.
Okay. So now you got me thinking about Elevated
Hmm.
because Elevated is making moves.
Right.
Elevated
Elevated
also
is
has a
making
foundation. He has a foundation as it pertains to a job,
okay.
and you can take that job and you can work with and you can live below your means, so you can
Yes.
invest. But for those who do not have a job, who can only eat off of what is given to them, because if they go to get more, what they did have will be taken from them. It's a completely different cycle.
It would be taken from them, you said?
Absolutely.
Hmm. So where's the real help preventing somebody from taking their stuff from them?
The problem is they're in a system that is meant to take from them.
mm,
That's why you have to be extrapolated from the system. But
Okay.
it's not set up for droves of people at the same time to come out of the system. It's one opportunity. When he got hired, it wasn't a million people that got hired at the same job at the same time.
Okay.
It was him and maybe a sprinkle of others. Even if you say there was 100 people can live on one floor.
Hmm.
It's not enough.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to remember my upbringing.
maybe.
Right.
Okay. And I'm trying to remember because okay, I've been alive long enough to remember the oil crisis in the 70s,
Mm-hmm.
uh the economic crisis in 87,
Mm-hmm.
uh the uh the stock market crash of 2000,
Mm-hmm.
2008.
2008. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Housing.
We're in a
Mm-hmm.
we're in a bad situation now,
Mm-hmm. In a
with
recession.
the job numbers terrible.
Right.
And I'm trying to remember throughout my life, uh were there opportunities presented? Okay, so there was one opportunity that I got because of a relationship I established.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Uh my other friends all worked. All my other friends worked. They had a job doing something.
Hmm.
So, and at that time we were all living at home. We were teenagers, we were young. So none of us were wealthy. I wasn't wealthy at the time.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe my mom could have been considered wealthy. I don't know, but she never really. I discovered what she was making back in '82, but
Mhm.
It was the equivalent of she was making like the equivalent of $600,000 a year in today's money.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
But okay. Okay.
yeah. But she didn't show it, right?
Right.
Uh, um, but all my other friends, they had jobs,
Mm-hmm.
so I, we all wound up in different places in life.
Right.
Um, and I'm trying to think, and I just maybe in the Bronx, a lot of those guys they wound up in prison or dead, but the opportunities were presented to them too, where they could work, but they chose. I believe that they chose not to move ahead in life. I believe that whatever happened to them, it was by choice. Uh, and the
Are you talking about
circumstances
before or after prison?
be, be, before, well, after prison, life becomes extremely difficult. But
Oh, okay. Okay.
so you,
Mm.
but you had some choices before you wound up in prison.
Right.
Um, and it's not to slight them for doing what they did to survive, or maybe they did a little more than just trying to survive. In my opinion, that's what was happening. They were doing more than just trying to survive. They wanted
Mhm.
to, yeah. And I think that decision made them go to either the prison or the grave.
I
But
just happened to be one to escape the grave. I went to prison.
Mhm.
okay,
Now my life ended up being a lot better, but it took several years before I was able to come to a place or get to a place rather where I was able to be gainfully employed.
hmm,
And in all that time in between time, I had taken on different skills.
Right.
Uh,
okay,
and of course, was able to become educated and whatnot. Um, Matriculating through college and picking up trade school and things of that nature. Um, but the thing about that was, I had a foundation that most people do not have.
Mhm.
I had family. There are a lot of people that came out expirating their sentences and didn't
hmm,
have family. They had to expirate because they had nowhere to go. They were
Wow.
got
literally
it,
leaving from the prison to the street
Wow.
right,
because their family members didn't make it out of an apartment complex, and certain felons can't live in apartment complexes. I
right,
couldn't get an apartment when I first got out. I'm like, so what I supposed to do? Just come out and buy a house? I can't do that. So there are a lot of obstacles that were in my way. Now, true enough, I chose my choices,
Right.
right,
and I had to suffer the consequences for those choices.
right.
However, it's not like I had a whole lot of opportunities after those choices.
Right.
No, no.
And
And
so with that,
I'm
mhm,
completely against that system that's developed for that.
I mean,
Because
well,
because because look, honestly, if you mess up your credit 7 years later, that's all wiped out. So
mhm.
if you pay your debt to society, why can't they just wipe all that out and let you start fresh and new?
I mean, you can, but I live in an at will state. I'm in the state of Tennessee. They don't have to really have a reason to let you go.
Right.
Now there are some certain reasons. There are certain provisions under Title Six or Title Nine and things of that nature. That they're not supposed to let you go for. But I mean, you know just as well as I do that they can say we didn't let you go for that. We let you go for
Hmm.
this,
Yep.
and it's just as legal. So at the end of the day, I just come to understand that even though it may seem like there are a plethora of opportunities for everyone, that is not the case for everyone. And because it's like that, you have a society full of people without hope. because they
Yeah.
don't have the relationships. They don't have the structure. They don't have the foundational things that would help them to build upon to become a better and working and contributing uh, person of society. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see where that could be a tremendous hurdle. Tremendous
absolutely.
hurdle. And I'm totally against like again, I'm totally against the way the system is structured, because once you're released, you paid your debt. Or maybe you have probation left, parole, whatever the case is, and that would represent, you go through that, that would represent your the uh you're paid up.
Uh,
I mean, so
But
they say, but no, that's not how the system is
I
set up.
know it doesn't.
Hmm.
I know it doesn't. Yeah, I know that for a fact. And just just to
This.
be completely open and honest,
Hmm.
the last time I was arrested, I was facing 25 to life. So please,
Hmm.
I don't want to give anybody the impression that I'm some kind of, saint or some whatever.
mhm.
None of that. I
I
was
just.
just,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I just want to make sure that I'm totally against how the system is structured completely.
Mhm.
The system is structured to maintain itself because if I am to commit a crime, the police gets paid, the judge
Right.
gets paid, the jailer gets paid, the people that work in the jail get paid, the warden gets paid. You
Mhm.
know, I mean, when you talk about whoever the lawmaker was, they got paid. And then whoever makes the clothes for the people that go to jail or prison or whatnot, they get paid too. You're talking about a system that's an ecosystem for the area it's sitting in,
Mm-hmm.
but it's feeding off of the people that are in the environment.
Right. So, okay. So by saying that, um, do I understand that you're saying that they're not going to make any effort to disrupt that so that they can have a source to
And as a matter of
justify?
fact, they want to privatize it so that
Yeah,
you take away the regulations so people can make more money off of it. Absolutely not. Why change it when it's putting so much money in people's pockets? It
got
is
it.
our modern day slavery by law.
Got it. Got it.
And I
Okay.
know that
So,
from reading about it in the
And
law
it
library.
starts with childhood, really, because the first system
Absolutely.
that
Education.
children enter into is the school system
Mm-hmm.
or foster care, depending on their circumstance in life. And then once they're in that foster care system, Lord have mercy. Okay. And most of the people that are in that system are our people.
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right. I mean, but like I said, it's one of those things where um you look at how the system is set up and I'm like there have been many a days where I considered investing into prisons
Hmm.
just because of the
Well,
monetary gain that you can get from it.
interesting that you should say that, because there are some billionaires that have been investing in private prisons as of
Absolutely.
late.
Of course.
Yes. That's what's going on now.
Like
Yeah.
like
That's
Tina
why they're
said,
trying to
it's
deregulate
legal.
everything.
It's legal slavery.
Yes, it is.
It's Jim Crow 2.0.
It's not even Jim Crow.
I can't
It's
even say Jim.
beyond. It's prior to Jim Crow.
Yeah,
You're
it's
talking about
slavery.
flat out slavery by
Yes.
Hmm.
law to this day, 2025,
Yeah.
because you
Well,
lose all rights and privileges.
Oh.
yeah, Jim Crow.
And even
For
after
the
you've paid
stupidest
your
thing, they
debt
would
to
imprison
society,
you.
you have no rights.
Yeah,
They
that's the
strip
part
you of
that
everything.
that's the part that's crazy. That's the part that, look, look,
They're
that
trying.
just makes me
It's not
sick.
crazy when you think about what they're trying to do. They're trying to send you right back there so they can get more labor out of you.
I
Hmm.
mean, but that's how the system is not set up for anybody to be free. The
Right.
system is set up to continue to pay its constituents.
Talk about it.
So one of the things that can help is acquiring wealth.
Exactly.
That can help.
But the right, as you said earlier, the right
Hmm.
relationships is what helps you to get there.
Yeah, it's very important. Relationships are very important when you're trying to acquire
Because you
wealth.
can't do it by yourself. You
Not
can't.
in the least.
DSW said, you have money in the bank, right? Your bank invests your money in the prison system. Huh.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Mm-mm-mm.
Phew.
And then they
Mm-mm.
offer you what? They don't even offer you 3%. Is it 0 point some percent
Zero
in
Oh,
point
the
interest?
banks?
zero
Yeah.
one.
Point 0.02% in a
Right.
regular savings account.
Right.
I don't know if they've changed that.
No.
0.02%.
He
But
said
listen,
change that. What,
let's
0.03?
let's right. But even that, let's do the math real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
0.02%. That's an annual return.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
1 year,
Mm-hmm.
0.02.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you got $10,000 sitting in the bank at 0.02%. That sounds all right.
$200.
$200. So hold on a second now.
Don't forget about
at,
inflation now.
at what? Oh, that's where I was going. What is the
Mm-hmm.
rate? What is the rate of cost of living increase per year? It's
What?
roughly around 3.5%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you're under 3.3%. You're
Right. You're
under.
losing
The
money.
value of your money is
Value of a
3.3%.
dollar. Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not even forget about the fees that they charge you.
Exactly.
Overdraft.
Yeah, overdraft, all kinds of and
Oh.
fees that you don't even get to see on your
Mhm.
statement, because there's some
Mm-hmm.
fees that they charge you that you don't even see on your statement.
That's true.
The service fees,
Minimums and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
premiums, and all of that.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, your $10,000 is losing value every year at a rate of something between 3.5% and 4% every
Mm-hmm.
year.
Yep.
Right.
So that's why I encourage people on my platform. I encourage people to only use the bank for emergency money,
Emergency fund.
because
Yep.
exactly, because of the liquidity, because of the access.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have it all in stocks, then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to sell it off, and it takes 3 days for them to settle that.
A T plus 2 days. Yep. So whatever day it takes, 2 more days, and then you gotta wait for it to transfer back out.
And then you got to wait for it to transfer out. So you could be waiting 7 days before you get that money. So if it's an emergency, fine, the bank. But outside of that, assets,
Mm-hmm.
assets, stocks, bonds, assets. You want to trade? Cool, trade. Just trade responsibly. Don't approach it like it's a casino,
Yeah. Yeah.
because that'll blow your account up. That'll destroy your account. And that's where discipline comes in, because the conversation of discipline was in previous videos, previous lives.
Yep. Go
So
check it
that's where
out.
discipline. Yep, you should check it out. Those are important points. Yes, those are
Yeah,
important
man.
points.
Yep.
Discipline. Yeah. And that same discipline can be utilized for starting your first steps into acquiring wealth, because that's what it needs. That's what it requires. Discipline, right?
Yep.
But living below below your means, you have to be disciplined in order to be able to do
Oh,
that.
yes, you do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Absolutely.
driving around in a old Camry when you can have a brand new car, but you're trying to
Yeah.
save money to do what you got to do. Discipline.
Listen, listen, okay? The wealthy, and I'm going to use Warren Buffett as an example, because this is factual, right? Warren Buffett does not buy new cars.
Right.
He buys used cars. Now, why is that? Why is a man so wealthy buying?
So cheap.
Well, that particular case is a matter of mindset. He's got a business mindset. So to him, it doesn't make any business sense to buy a brand new vehicle because the minute exactly the
As soon as
minute
you
that
drive it
wheel
off the lot.
turns, one rotation of that tire, and you've already lost between 25 and 35% of the value of that vehicle. What kind of investment is that? That's ridiculous.
That's not an investment.
Exactly. That's a loss. That's a major loss. A third of the value of what you just laid money down.
Right.
Could you imagine that?
And then forget it. Like if you didn't even lay money down, you got a car loan.
You got a car loan. Now you're paying interest. Yeah. Thankfully, it's simple interest and not compound interest. And here's another thing with compound interest, right? When you get a mortgage is compound interest. What happens with that? At a rate of 6.5% interest, your $200,000 house, by the time you're done paying for it, you done paid $600,000 on it. You done paid 3 times the value of that house.
Right.
Okay, throughout the course of time. If it's a 30-year fixed. So, shit. I would love for it to be, I would love to be reverse. I would love to gain compound, and that's what you do. When you get involved in the stock market responsibly, you're the one receiving compound interest, as opposed to paying it off to an institution or a company.
Right. And
So,
then,
yeah. No, I was just saying that those first few steps of living below your means, saving and investing, that requires discipline.
Yeah.
And if you do, if you need to work on it, you work on it.
Yep. That was oof.
Miss Queen says she can't see me. I don't know what that means.
Her camera's off, Queen.
Whose camera?
Yours.
I got a whole picture up there. What's she looking at?
I don't know. I'm guessing that's what she made when she said she can't see you. I don't know.
But none of us have our camera on except for
Right.
elevated.
I don't know.
So what? I don't know.
Hold on. She said, if the Supreme Court overturned Trump's tariffs, is going to bankrupt the United States. Oh.
Well, that's going to be a rough one because they're going to have to pay back all that tax money.
They won't.
Who gonna pay back what?
No, they won't. They won't overturn. They won't overturn it mainly
It'll go to the
because
Supreme.
it'll cost too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court might kill it.
DSW said.
Yes, Queen. I'm in a different stream. Sorry.
I don't know about it bankrupting the United States, though. I wouldn't go so far as to say that because the United States at this point is it has a fiat currency. Its backing is its United States military. So if you want to bankrupt a war machine, I don't know how you're gonna do that. When the majority of the assets are in the military here in the United States. It'll be a long time before they'll be able to bankrupt the U.S.
Right.
Because I'm like, they can always print some more money. That's not the issue.
What did DSW say?
DSW was saying facts. That's why I would only do a 10-year loan on a home and pay it off as soon as it raise my credit. Soon as it's something my credit score.
Yeah. If you have the capability of doing that, then yeah.
All right.
And there are ways that you can
rig, he can do it.
Yeah. And you can also reduce the amount of years
Yeah,
that you have by putting money down, putting a separate check down, like an extra
that's what I
100,
do
extra 200,
Velocity
Yeah,
and
to
bill.
pay the
but
on
you
the
principal down.
principal. Mm-hmm.
yeah, but you
Mm-hmm.
have to make sure that on that check on that payment, you have to
You have to
specifically
You
specify it.
state
have to
that it's for.
specify.
Yes.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire,
yep.
yep.
They have
Mm-hmm.
it on
That
like now. You know how they well on my mortgage you can pay it online, so you can do it everything online. You said check, so you just told how old you
damn.
are.
Put myself out there. Yeah,
No, that's just the last time he had to pay for a
Is
house
that
note.
right?
That's what that is.
yeah.
But
I would put that. I would put down
but
on that check
I
that
joke
it's
about that.
specifically toward principal.
I joke about that all the time about putting something on the principal.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
But
And you got
it's
to
true.
specify
You
it.
definitely have to
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
if you have the
and that
ability to do so, because
Right.
if you have the ability,
sometimes you're
correct.
just barely making it and just able to make the payment. So
Right.
Yeah,
The U.S. Treasury can print out as much money as they want to. Again, this is a fiat currency. It would be different if we had the gold standard that we had before Nixon took us off of the gold standard. That's
right.
a moot point, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Modern monetary theory uh, expresses the ability for this country, for the reasons that Tina mentioned, that it can print and pay off all. That's one of the attractive things about purchasing bonds, treasury
Mhm.
bonds here in
Yeah.
the United States, because they will always get their money back.
hmm.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Hmm.
That is true.
Yep, they will always get their money back. So all these and the bond market is 4 times bigger than the stock market here,
It
and
is.
the it's access throughout the globe. It's not the same as when you purchase and sell stocks and trade options here or futures.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that are available to U.S. citizens here in the United States or abroad, but you can't do the same thing with the type of setups that other countries have with their markets. They don't allow for that.
Mm.
Like in the Japanese stock exchange, you can't trade the way you trade here. Or the only one that comes close is the British stock exchange. That's the only one that comes close. But even
But that's
there,
because
there's
they
certain
have
limitations.
BlackRock and what's that? One of them other ones over there.
I know
Drawing
who
a
you're
blank.
talking about. I know who you're
Uh-huh.
talking about.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, they have a lot over there, a lot of assets.
Yeah,
And so with that being the case, yeah, they can rival the US to some degree. Of course not. They pale in comparison to the US, but they still have a lot of assets compared to the rest of the
they
world.
do. It's
Yeah.
just that their citizens can't do what we do with our stock market.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah. Like for example, options trading, you can't do that anywhere else the way we do it here. They won't allow you.
Mhm. No.
Like my family in Spain and Greece,
Mm-hmm.
in Germany, they
Yeah.
can't do half the stuff we do here. They got to go through a bank to even make a purchase or anything else, and
Wow.
they're gonna get hit with fees. That was one of the big things. Listen, when okay, so in 1996, I heard an infomercial, and that infomercial made it possible for me, or what the infomercial was instructing is what made it possible for me to participate in the stock market for the first time, because now they're talking about purchasing one stock in order to participate in a direct purchasing plan and a dividend reinvestment investing plan.
Oh,
So
drip. Yep.
yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
just purchasing one stock. Listen, in 1996, you couldn't get in to a brokerage unless you had a minimum of $10,000 to lay down.
Hmm.
And $10,000 back then in today's money is roughly around $66,000.
Cheese on peas.
Yeah, so So you couldn't take your G's and P's to to a brokerage. Yeah, and then the crazy thing was that brokers had a nasty habit of what's called churning, right? So what they want you to do, they want you to consistently buy and sell so that they can make their money on the
On the order fill.
fees. Yeah, on
Oh,
the order fills.
yeah.
So whether you're buying or selling, they're getting paid. Okay. And some of those fees can go up to $100 per transaction.
Mm.
Per transaction. So if any one of you decided, okay, I want to buy 10 shares of Apple, cool, the broker, I got you. But then you get a phone call from the broker. Listen, we got our team here telling us about how stock XYZ is going to explode. I'm calling you because I want to make sure you get in on this so you don't lose out. Okay, so what are we gonna do? All right, so we got to
Yeah.
sell your shares because you don't have enough to buy to make enough. So you got your Apple shares. We got to sell your Apple shares, and then with the cash, we're gonna go ahead and buy XYZ. Okay. So now
Mhm.
he just encouraged you to sell. That's a
So
fee,
they got paid. Then they go. Then you go to buy the next one. They get paid. Yeah,
and they get paid again.
I see where that's going.
Now, back okay, so now I want you to think about that and understand why day traders were losing money all the
Yeah.
damn time. Day traders would trade up to 50 times a day minimum.
Jesus Christ.
50 times a day minimum. Every buy, every sale is a fee.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is with day traders, yeah, you you could pat yourself on the back because you did your technical analysis and you were able to pick exactly when the stock was going to go up or go down, whatever the case was.
Mm-hmm.
And they were happy with the fact that they picked the direction and when the direction was going to occur. But you only made pennies on that. And then after you made those pennies, you're going to lose all that and go into debt because now you're paying a fee.
Right. Wow.
So day traders were killed.
Wow.
Day traders don't fare any better today, by the way, just because they use Robinhood or whatever platform they use now that doesn't charge a fee. They just don't fare better. It's gambling. Yeah. Yeah, Derwin. Exactly. So I don't know. The money was making me happy. Bottom line. And the relationships I got to establish that opened up my mind to so many different things about mindset, about how to acquire money, what to do with money.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most valuable thing of all.
Mm-hmm.
And the real happiness I got was exchanging with the people that I was exchanging with. The conversation like this. Listen, this is therapy for me. This is awesome. This right here.
Right.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, I honestly, I have maybe one friend that calls me now. Everybody else, I told them to kick rocks. But I got one friend that calls me every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
No, make that two. I got two. And and
Mm-hmm.
and and I'm not sad about that. I'm not that doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me one bit. I like people that are gonna, enhance my life in some way. Make me laugh, um, teach me something,
Mm-hmm.
or allow me to actually help them by providing them with some guidance, with some information, serving as a mentor, whatever the case is.
All right.
That's fulfilling. That makes me happy. And I don't need to do anything with money to do that. Except when
I,
we go to eat.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been on here 3 hours. I'm good.
Yes,
You good?
indeed.
I'm about to pass out.
I know you are.
Okay.
Oh man, thank you
I had a wonderful
everybody.
time, man.
Oh yeah, this was great.
I had
I
a
wish
wonderful
I could
time.
say it felt like it breezed, but it didn't. But we here.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for joining. We'll be back tomorrow. New time is gonna be 9 o'clock here forward. I think it fits everybody's schedule a little bit better. Thank you to everybody that joined the chat earlier. Thank you to everybody that's on the panel. Yes, of course. You know,
Thank you,
Coach.
man. Thank you.
You know, Rich, and you know, Tina. Anytime. My door panel, my panel door is open.
Well, I hope you don't
That's a
open
beautiful
it to
thing.
all of the wranglers and stranglers.
Not again. Not anymore.
Ooh-wee.
Stranglers and stranglers.
Not
I'll tell you
anymore.
what, Tina and Elevated knew how to put the foot down, man. Hey, props to you guys, and thanks to Coach's diplomacy.
Yeah, Coach was actually sweet tonight. Yeah, very much so.
She was diplomatic.
Diplomatic, absolutely.
She was diplomatic, man.
I was
Unbelievable.
ready to pull out the gavel in a minute. I was like,
Listen,
look at here.
I saw, yeah, I saw some movement out there. I saw, oh, wait a minute. It's about to go down. Thanks again, guys.
All right, y'all.
Stay fresh, y'all.
Yes, sir. Take care. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All
Good
right.
night, everybody.
Good night.
All right.